All right, third try at this. Can you hear me now? Or am I still muted? Let me know. Let me know if I'm still muted. Said OKC should pull away. What's up, Italian Ice? So OKC should pull away fourth quarter if rigged. They need SGA to justify MVP in a new dynasty team. Okay. Or am I still muted? Let me know. All right. Yeah. Now I know I can hear myself. Cool. I know that's what I'm saying, man. Cool. But yeah, I'm leaning more towards Denver to win this game. I understand what you're saying that they want to push SGA against Anthony Edwards, the two young stars going back and forth tit for tat. But I feel like they could run it back with Denver and the Timberwolves. Refuel, make a rivalry out of it or something, kind of like what they're doing with the Pacers and the Knicks, making a old rivalry modern. So I think that's what they're gonna do with this. If OKC wins, I wouldn't be shocked the slightest bit, but I'm leaning more towards Denver on this game. And I really just hope one of these series goes 7. Whether it be the West, whether it be the East, I don't care as long as one of them goes 7. I don't want 2 4-1s or maybe 6 is fine, but like a 4-1, I ain't really feeling that. Here we go. So who y'all got winning this game? I done seen one person say OKC. Who y'all got? I wanna know. 'Cause I got Denver. It's close. 42-41 right now. Let's see how this goes in the second half, though. I've seen a lot of people talk about how they don't really care for the playoffs so far, that it's been kind of lackluster. Personally, I don't mind them too much this year. The one thing I could go without is in the pivotal big games, they always tend to be blowout. I think it was LA and Denver was a blowout. Boston, New York was a blowout. So I think we need to see more close games in those pivotal moments because every other game leading up to those pivotal games are usually close down to the wire games, whether it be some unbelievable 20-point lead just disappears in 2 games in a row, Boston, or a team is down by double digits with less than a minute and a half to go, in like Indiana's case, and the team still manages to win the game. So I think they should have tried that a little bit more in the elimination game. But at the same time, it would also bring more attention to a lot of the rigging and stuff that's going on in the games. Because a lot of people are picking up on this shit now. Like, you can't hide it with 2 20-point blown leads, bro. Like, what are we doing? That's not even believable. And the thing that's causing them to lose is what they keep doing. So they can't fool people for forever with this shit. On social media, been roasting the hell out of Jalen Williams for the longest, especially after the last couple games. Like, they showing all these zesty ass TikToks and shit he was in. I didn't even know that they was even doing that shit. The OKC Thunder, that is, they had their own little team TikTok shit, but I shouldn't be surprised. This day and age, I really shouldn't be surprised. Actually, I say they the zestiest team in the NBA. Another lob. Shit. So yeah, let me know who y'all got winning this series. They double teaming Jamal Murray. Okay. Speaking of Russ, there was a couple plays earlier where this man had an easy lane for a layup, and this man passed it up for a pass out to the nigga out the outside of the 3-point line only to pass it back to Jokic, who was covered and smothered really the whole time. Just like, all right, bro, you clearly point shaving. Yeah, 220 points blown by the Celtics same weekend as Cleveland doing it. Yeah, the Cavs did it too. That's right. And I said before with the Cavs, they're a regular season team, man. Like 60 some games winning. That's cool and all, but we know in the playoffs they don't show up. Starters always magically seem to be out. Except for Donovan Mitchell. Now he gotta drop 50 and they still lose. So that's how I see it, man. Cleveland can't be taken seriously post LeBron. Postseason at all. Gordon injured, but has 9 points, 9 rebounds in the first half. I told y'all, bro, Denver was gonna be straight. Win or lose, Denver gonna be straight. This nigga Blackbird funny as hell. Yeah, they definitely gonna need at least a second half push. If they don't make it at least a 3-point game by halftime, then we're gonna have to get out to a hot start. Something. This series has been very Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. You have one game where say OKC can beat you by 50. Another game OKC can't shoot shit to save their life. And Denver's playing lights out. And it's kind of like a flip-flop to get to this point that we're at right now. The last couple games were close, but other than that, it was flip-floppy as hell. And I'm glad they didn't do that for the whole series. Yeah, I say they're a better version of the Atlanta Hawks. That's what the Cleveland Cavaliers are. They can do anything they want in the regular season, but come playoff time, don't expect much. Nigga said I'm about to be drunk bowling. Well, that sounds like a fun time. Don't get a bunch of gutter balls and shit though, man. Can't get that drunk. Nah, then again, you a YN though, so you know. Might happen. The SGA is a taller version of Iverson. I wouldn't even compare the two, to be honest. I wouldn't really compare them to AI. If there was someone I would, the closest one might be Kyrie. Good Mike Lenz in the building. Niggas up by 11 now with a minute left. Okay, so he only got 3 turnovers. Now Jokic gonna fall. Yeah, Denver gonna need that second half push. I can already tell. He said they gonna put me out for me to go to fall. And then Jokic tipped that dark skinned Jalen Williams. Second one, similar thing when Caruso got the steal. And of course, Jalen Williams scored that as well. OG Millie Mills Wayne catering to people who want to freeload off the truth community that don't actually care about waking up to all the bullshit around us. You in it for the money, we in it for the truth. Here's how I see it. If people want to bet on it, that's fine. I don't give a shit. If you want to go to the game, I can care less. Cool. It's entertainment at the end of the day. People still go to movies and shit. That's entertainment. If people want to make money, fine. If you can find the fix, go ahead. Who cares? And the truth community now is kind of a shell of itself of what it used to be anyway. So I take that with a grain of salt. How many times we gonna see this nigga at the free throw line in the second half? Look at that. Perfect. MVP conversation at halftime for the two players. Perfect. How convenient. Yeah, Denver getting cooked right now. 60-46. Jokic making a little stupid ass turnovers on consecutive possessions. And they even have more free throws. They 12-16. More free throws. Mm. Jalen Williams been doing his thing this quarter. Okay, that's a travel. He ain't make it, but damn, that's a travel chat. That's a whole flight, nigga. The nigga go a whole worldwide tour. SGA is Harden. He does remind me of Harden a little bit, for sure. The foul baiting and stuff he does, definitely a little bit of Harden for sure. They're 5 years too late for a lot of motherfuckers. I think that most people are in the land with it where they don't fully accept the fact that it's scripted, but they know some funny shit going on because a lot of people bet. And they see things where the players barely miss the points, they barely miss the assist, or they get pulled or whatever. The things with Draymond Green goes viral where he's saying 5.5 is the spread. So a lot of people are really onto that. But the full scripted thing, that's when people kind of get on the fence. Either you want it or off in a way. Mm-hmm. 1 + 2 is 3. 33. But yeah, Denver got more free throws, but they had a whole lot more turnovers. And OKC been making them pay. They've been getting a lot of mid-range shots, points in the paint, things like that every time they had these turnovers. .75% free throw percentage for Denver. They beating them damn near in everything but assists and steals. And turnovers killing their ass. What's up, Bronze? What's good with you? Bronze Flat Power Guy in the building. Joker and Jalen both at 17 right now. And yeah, once OKC took the lead, they pretty much didn't get that bitch back. Yeah, that's what I think too. They're gonna make a game. What's good, Jerry? What's up with you? I wonder where this goes. Oh, ooh. Yeah, this is the first time I've done this thing with a little FanDuel shit. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking, man. Or if not, it'll be close. And if they do lose, Denver, that is, I'm gonna say that Russell Wilson gonna play a role in that. OKC Knicks in the finals. I'm hearing a lot of people say that. I'm seeing a whole lot of, especially on TikTok, YouTube, just looking through, comments. I'm seeing a lot of Timberwolves and Knicks. I think that's the one that everybody wants to see. But is that what we're gonna get? That's another conversation. I'm still saying it could be Knicks, T-Wolves. I really hope it's not OKC in the Knicks. Then it's gonna be a flop off with Jalen Brunson and SGA. We already getting a flop off with SGA and Nikola Jokic right now. Denver folding the first half, like playing. Yeah, once that second quarter hit, they're like, all right, man, let's mill it in a little bit. Only 5 points in the final 3 minutes. Thunder being number one all year, so they run about the end versus the T-Wolves. You like the Pacers. I guess in the finals. But the finals going to be the Knicks and T-Wolves. Knicks win game 6. Knicks in 6. I know I mentioned on the other stream during the Knicks game. I think it was game 4. Yeah, I think it was game 4 against the Celtics. They had this big ass poster that said "Bet the Knicks all year on." I think it was a FanDuel one too, ironically. And they just panned on it and stuck on that motherfucker for a hot little minute. It was right before they was going to win the game too. The Pacers versus Thunder finals. They had Maxwell Halliburton all year. 2 small market teams. I don't know about that. It's happened before, but 2 of them they've been doing this a little bit too frequent. Now they want to space it out. Get in at least one big market team. There's a reason why they keep saying during this game that Joker's the best in the world. Damn, they call this thing CM Punk. He is not the best in the world. I will say he is a top NBA player for sure, but best in the world, I don't know about all that. Let's chill out on that. They might as well give us the matchup we want. As the Roman Circus guys falling anyways. He's gonna clean up all the props for quarterback. Out of the teams remaining with Minnesota, OKC, Denver, New York, and Indiana. Out the East, I would like. It really don't matter either way, to be honest. But I wouldn't mind seeing the Knicks. That's a cool little story they got going on. They can finally have a chance to bring back the finals after 56? I think it's 56 years, 52 or 56 years. I mean, on the other end, Minnesota can win their first. OKC can win their first. And of course, Denver, they can win their second after firing their coach that won them their first, but I don't think that's going to happen. And Russell Westbrook get a ring, but I doubt it. The New York go win the chip. If it's like the WNBA where the Liberty beat the Lynx, then in that case, it would be Knicks over T-Wolves. But if anything, they could just make it there. You're talking about the Yankees just being in the World Series. Be a situation. Remember, the Eagles went to the Super Bowl. I think the Phillies went to the World Series, and both of them lost that year. So it could be something like that. That all the New York teams are good all of a sudden, except for the NFL. I guess Buffalo don't count. I guess they're more Canadian. I know they're not New York City. I know they view differently. But yeah, the Jets. They are the Jets. There's nothing that needs to be said. They're the Jets. They niggified their team. And you know what that means in the NFL, so I ain't even got to tell you. The Giants could go like 500 or below 500. Like, because they got Russell Wilson. They probably going to get a couple wins out of him. Like, as much as I shit on the Giants, they might fuck around and get a couple wins out of him. Jameis Winston, he might pop off a couple wins. But he going to pop off a couple losses, too. And a lot of interceptions. And then Jackson Dart, that's the wild card. They don't know what they're gonna get yet. The potential of the ceiling is high, but he ain't played yet, so we don't know. But the Giants might not be bad for as long, or much longer, should I say. Then the World Cup coming to the United States, probably being played in, or should I say, New Jersey or New York. Can't let hood niggas win the NFL just like D Rose can't win in the Rock. Now, come on. I think with the Bulls, it's one of those things. Do they really want someone to outshine Michael Jordan? Even if Jordan did double three-peat and won all the championships for the Bulls, you really want to have to follow that up. It's not like a team like the Celtics or Lakers, where all these different types of teams that won championships over the years. With teams like the Cavaliers, do you really think they're going to try to top LeBron as far as accomplishments in the season by bringing another championship? not like same with Chicago with the MJ thing. Obviously, Lakers, Celtics are accepted to the rule for obvious reasons. They're the two most storied franchises. The Spurs, they're another one too. They can have different teams that can win championships too. And I think at some point in the future with Wemby, they're gonna win at least one or two with Wemby. Because they got big plans for him. They've been pushing the hell out of him. They made sure he got a lot of coverage during the Olympics. So he gonna be another one to watch out for. I mean, shit, think about it. LeBron still ain't even outshine MJ. Really Kobe either, but MJ. They didn't even let Kobe outshine MJ. So there's still a hierarchy, even if he's not necessarily the one that they push in everybody's faces like they do LeBron. Whenever that GOAT debate comes up that LeBron shouldn't be in, who's it against? MJ, that's the standard. And now this nigga coming back as a commentator. So MJ is still the standard. As far as active players, it's more so they just blazing LeBron. Talking about, I grew up watching him play and all this shit. He was my idol, blah, blah, blah. Same shit they did with Kobe. Especially after he passed, they started mentioning other players that grew up watching Kobe and things like that to big him up. They probably had the Spurs be a 7 seed next season. I think they're due for another playoff appearance for sure. This has been a minute. And that's one of those teams that the playoffs don't feel right if they're not in it. Kind of like the Knicks, Pacers at times when they go on their little runs, Lakers, Celtics. It feels like it's missing something. Same thing with the NFL when they don't have the Cowboys. We got to see them choking the playoffs at least once for our own amusement. Yeah, you're going to have Diddy debate. Yep. An allegation. See who goes there. What's good with you, man?
What's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, turn the TV down.
Say that one more time.
Turn the TV down.
Okay, it's everything in the back. I got you. Let me head outside.
So what you thinking of this game, man?
I think it's pretty the way I thought it would be.
You think OKC can win this game?
You said, do I think OKC will win? Yeah,
Win this game?
yeah, that's what I thought. Honestly, honestly, a little shot would never have a lead.
Say that again. I can barely hear you.
I said I was a little shocked when Denver had the lead. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Okay.
But yeah, I think they're gonna come back to make it at least competitive.
Yeah, they'll probably get it within 5 at some point.
It really just depends on if Jokic does a lot of them stupid ass shit like he had in selling late in the game.
Yeah, you know he doesn't care anymore.
Nah, he treated this shit like a 9 to 5.
Yeah, he'll be in so what is it, Serbia or whatever it is?
Yeah, Serbia.
Yeah, he'll be in Serbia. But, he'll be able to book that flight tonight.
True that. Ryan Water, I said. Dirk Nowitzki was the last 40-year-old NBA player that was good. Yeah, you might be right on that one.
But his later too. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, his
Not
style.
being super athletic. Like Joker could play until if he wanted to until his 40s.
Yeah, I can see that. Especially if he slow down, he can still pass and do all the other shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of rebound. He can still get a lot of rebounds, assists, putbacks. Um, he was turning into Arvidas Sabonis.
Mm, that's a throwback.
Yeah, because ironically, depending on who you listen to, Sabonis, Baker, and like the first like big man like that. Except for he came overseas too late, and then we got stuck with the jailbirds.
He got stuck in the season. What?
I said he got stuck with the jailbirds.
Yeah, that's right. He was on the Jailblazers.
Ironically, his son is pretty good. He needs it. I wish he would go to a team that you know. I don't know. I wish he would end up in Orlando or some. I don't know, somewhere decent.
He
Young
just stuck
guys.
with the Kings, man. Kings had their nice little short run, but other than that, they ain't done shit.
Yeah, and they won't be that way. He would fit in Memphis. Honestly, I don't think he would go there. I know. I think he's a free agent too.
Is he?
Yeah, I think so. I have to look at that. But he was in Indiana. They traded him for Halliburton. Pacers won that trade.
Yeah, at one point it was a pretty fair trade. I mean, he's still not
I think it
bad.
still is. Yeah,
It's Kings. Shitty, shitty ownership, bad front office, bad situation long term.
yeah. I know. I don't think they have the money for it, but it's a bonus to somehow be a later. I mean, you'd have to get rid of like LeBron or something. But that would be the wave.
Yeah, I don't see that happening anytime soon.
Yeah, LeBron pretty much is stuck wherever he is stuck at because he don't want to be traded. I mean, he went 20 plus years. He ain't getting traded yet.
No, he always had a no trade clause in this shit.
Right.
You think he gonna end his career in LA or he gonna play a year in Cleveland, return to the good game one last time, and then retire?
I mean, at this point, even though it sounds crazy, I don't know if Cleveland should want him.
They shouldn't,
I don't
but
know.
I'm just. Do you think that's what's gonna happen?
Uh, what year is he in right now?
I think 20, 21, something like that.
So the only thing I could see is he definitely has to run it back with Luca again, right? So there's that. So maybe 23.
I know he'll probably retire at 42 years old. Was he now 40,
Yeah,
41?
yeah, yeah. I think he's yeah. I think he'll be 41 this year.
Okay. So then the next season will be his last.
So I think with this, yeah, yeah. I think it would be like running it back and then
I don't know. I still think he would still, whether it be like a 10-day or something, sign with the Cavs and then retire.
I can see that. I think he's at the point now where you know, even though, like I said, they should want him, but like after what happened this year, and say Cavs take a step back and be like, yeah, LeBron, we need you. You're the missing piece, or whatever. Even though you'll probably still get ousted out of the playoffs, but
But yeah, that's what happens when you go to 8 straight finals. It's like, hey, you gotta sell now. You gotta sell more than ever before.
yeah, yeah. I mean, they gave him the bubble ring, and got a son in there, and Like he's the ultimate ball stopper. He's like Cassie.
He's like, who?
Cassie, the singer, ball
Yeah,
stopper.
the ultimate ball. I still think that belongs to James Harden. But if you pass that shit to James Harden, you know you ain't finna see that ball.
Yeah. He's gotten a little better at it now, but he definitely wasn't like that before.
Because he not the number one option anymore like he used to be.
Right. Yeah, it's Kawhi, then I guess Zubac, some games he's second, but I guess he's technically second.
Say what about Zubac?
I say Zubac ends up being second Kawhi in certain games. He just catches fire, and it's crazy that they traded him away from this.
Yeah, that's right. He did come from like I forgot.
Yeah, and I forget who they even got, but it don't work out.
Mm-mm. I still found the funniest thing though about the Lakers was they needed a center, and then that's the one trade that they reneged on. It was like, yeah, no, we canceled that. Shit. It was like, yeah, we ain't doing it. Like,
It's honestly crazy to think about uh, how many guys they either had, even from like the bubble year, even though they were older, and it's like they just said, yeah, we'll get rid of all of them. And then they had Jackson Hayes, and I know he's, younger and he isn't as good, but when you have Rudy Gobert, we talked about it. When you have Rudy Gobert literally become Wilt Chamberlain, hell, throw anybody out.
yeah, that's the problem too. But they gonna be like that until LeBron retires. So if people rock with the Lakers, you got to get used to that.
Yeah, I think they thought that the NBA was going to give them more grace. You know what I mean? It didn't turn out that way.
Oh no, oh no. If your peak is that high, your fall off gonna be something. Unless your name's Tom Brady, your fall off gonna be something.
Yeah, and I think like the difference in Brady and him too is like I don't think at the end, as far as the powers that be, I don't think Brady rubbed people the wrong way. I think LeBron definitely has.
I mean, hell, he already gone at the media, ESPN, the same people that pick for him. So yeah, when he retires, it's gonna get ugly.
Yeah, because just look at what happened with Stephen A. That's a perfect example of that.
The way he shit on Brian Windhorst for no reason.
Yeah, this odd behavior.
They went full New York Knicks fan on him.
And it's crazy because, obviously at different times he could have been a Nick and said no. And I guess, and I think that's part of the reason why the stuff with the Lakers is happening. Like, hey, and basically like we'll make anybody in your place.
That's true. Who do you think gonna be the next dynasty? I know I get this question a lot because we don't see them as much now. The Warriors were the last one that we've seen for real.
I think you may see somebody go like back to back. I don't know if it'll happen in the next couple years. It just really depends. Like, I think now they're kind of getting balance of multiple people doing it, and I think the NBA is kind of smart on that level too. They need to pivot.
I mean, they really don't have a choice at this point. Like they've been pushing about to retire in a couple of years. and they need to have an established face. If not, then the NBA is going to be even stronger than it is now. Go down even further than they are now. So they need to fix it now while LeBron is still in the league.
Yeah, I think I think they're going to try to, they have a lot of international guys. I think Luca, obviously SGA, he's from Canada. I think they're
Yeah,
going to push, yeah, Giannis. I think they're going to push international guys. I think depending on where Giannis goes, if Giannis goes to the Heat or something, that could be huge. You know what I mean? Um,
yeah,
uh,
the Heat need to be a contender for sure. No matter who's
and
on the team,
then
they be a contender or a playoff.
yeah, and then you got Cooper Flag. He's definitely messed up.
I don't think they're gonna make him the face though.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. I think Anthony Edwards has a lot of the bravado. I think he can be like a Allen Iverson S type.
Yeah, he just gotta clean up his image or keep it clean.
Yeah,
Nigga,
yeah. I think
that's one. That's the win right there.
yeah, he's doing too much. But I also think if they really wanted to, they could go back to, even though it's definitely not what they've done the last 40 years, they could do the NFL route and go team oriented. I mean, and kind of make it more about the team and the guy.
Who's the last team they've done that with though? 'Cause
So technically, I guess if we did really do it, it would be, even though, like I would say Spurs had Tim Duncan but it was more the team and then Tim Duncan and Pop. Um, you could say the Pistons maybe, where they have a collection of guys. Um, the Knicks right now kind of feel that where like Brunson's the star, but like it's like, hey, you got a bunch of guys.
I don't know. I still feel like that's one of them where they make it about either Brunson or Cat because they always label Brunson captain.
He definitely will be. No matter what happens, he'll be a bigger star after this.
Yeah, I saw somewhere where they said that the Knicks haven't made it back to the Eastern Conference since Brunson's dad was.
Yeah, I was 13. Yeah, I was 13 when they last went.
Damn,
I know.
crazy as hell. It's crazy to think
I'm
about.
old. I'm old. Yeah, I mean, I still remember. Ironically, the other day was the exact day, 25 years ago, that Allen Houston hit the shot against the Heat.
Today,
Yeah, it was. I believe it was the exact day, 25 years to the day of Allen Houston.
Hmm.
Yeah, and when they beat the Heat, and then they went to the conference finals, and then ironically they played the Pacers in the conference finals 25 years ago.
Hmm.
Yeah, and
last time they
if you get a chance, go on ahead.
the narrative gonna be next year. OKC can't get over the hump and make the finals.
I think it'll be like ironically, I think it'll be Minnesota, New York, and then we'll see from there.
It's gonna be who?
Minnesota versus New York. I think that like everything with that trade and all that stuff, like respectfully, nobody cares about OKC.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. Like they're a good team, but like, kind of like the Cavs. Like,
Yeah,
Cavs are cool when they,
like
but they don't no more.
Anthony Edwards, he sell. I mean, he sells tickets. It's just like Luca. Like, remember last year they said Minnesota versus Dallas was who will be the face of the league, but if they go back to back, it works out.
Yeah, dude, you get to promote Luca in the big game, even if he didn't win, and you get to make Tatum a bigger star, even though he doesn't have a personality, and you can have
Yeah,
Anthony Edwards in the mix.
yeah, and
It
the
still
whole
sucks though. So that's the one. I'm like, damn, John Morant should be in that mix too, but he gonna just keep doing
uh,
nigga shit. So
yeah.
it is what
We'll
it is.
see what happens with him.
You think he
Like,
gonna turn it around and he gonna be they're gonna have more success in the playoffs, whether it be with another team that he plays with, or say the Grizzlies, or he kind of stuck in that position right now.
I almost feel like he has to leave Memphis, like, for it to happen. Like Memphis just seems like like a cloud. Like he can go so far, but like he has to leave.
I feel like that's really any Memphis ever.
Yeah, like
Even if it
certain
was
people.
Knicks. I really hope not. But nah, what were you saying?
Nah, I was just saying like certain guys, they just got like I don't know, like Memphis has like the aura that John Brand is promoting. It's like how far can you go with that? You know what I mean?
I mean, it's kind of that whole. It goes back to the grit and grind. You can kind of match Memphis is the city of Memphis like mentality. Except this one is like the YN version of that.
Yeah,
Almost like
yeah, yeah. It definitely will. Like I said, the league definitely has to move forward. They have too many. Like they can't keep trotting out. I mean, Steph is good, and like I mean, KD. If people actually remember, but like nobody really cares about like that anymore. Like now, KD was in a different market, maybe. Obviously, LeBron. They want to try him out there, but I almost feel like they're trying to get away from him in certain ways. Steph, the Warriors are old. Like I know Steph. I mean, if they really want to reignite something, Steph would leave. But I mean, it almost feels like he's the lifer.
he ain't gonna go to no other team.
Yeah, like they got Clay out. I mean, if Steph did go somewhere, I mean, like him being a Laker would be like a villain. He would need to go somewhere else. And then you got like Philly, is stuck with Joel Embiid.
I think he'll go out like Tony Parker. Like Parker, no one imagined Parker going to the Hornets. No one said, "Yeah, that's definitely." I could see that happening. He plays his whole career at Golden State, and then say one last year he plays for his home team. That's it. Like no one
Yeah,
expected, in a Wizards jersey when he was playing with the Bulls. No one saw that shit coming.
yeah. It'll be
I
it'll
mean,
be
hell,
interesting because
no
it'll
one
be
saw
close to 40.
so they can maximize merchandising and shit that way too.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. The league is all about that.
Especially now when players move, like no one thought Klay Thompson would leave. Well, I get no, they teased that a couple times. I take it back into the Lakers. He was almost traded to Minnesota for Kevin Love. So I wouldn't rule it out for
Yeah, yeah. I think I know he signed like an extension, so somebody could bring him in like early on. before he's like completely 40. Or no, I think he has 2 years left in his suspension. That's what it is. And then so it's like next year and the year after that, and then I think it's like a wrap.
After that, it's gonna be a wrap.
As far as his contract, I don't think he'll like. So he could sign with somebody else. Um, and at that point, whenever LeBron leaves, obviously Curry will be an older guy, so that they'll want to keep around. And then you got
Curry won't.
guys like Devin Booker.
Booker, I think he's reached his ceiling. Kind of seeing him in the finals. That's as far as he gonna go.
Yeah,
After that, they got the ass clapped.
yeah. There's only so far they could go with. Like Booker is like a one trick pony anyway. So
He was one of them Kobe guys too, like him, Tatum, Trae Young.
he was all light skinned guys.
I think Donovan Mitchell might have been one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Donovan Mitchell was one of them too.
Ironically, well, besides Tatum does the all around stuff, but outside of him, everybody has like the same kind of vibe. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like score.
Yeah, all people that don't. They play for stats more so than anything.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't necessarily do anything else. And that's why we said like the Cavs, the schools go like everybody's like, oh man, they won 60 games. They're not even making the conference final. And they had no excuse. Like they should have been in at least conference finals. But their team was full of like, okay, I mean, Donovan Mitchell's a star. He's not a superstar. But like after him, like Evan Mobley, how did that guy win Defensive Player of the Year when Miles Turner was like shitting on him?
Yeah, I was surprised he won that shit too, to be honest with you.
And that was another reason I knew they were going to lose because it's like, all right, they got Defensive Player of the Year, all this other stuff. Yeah, like they can't, like them going to the finals to overshadow LeBron.
I don't know if they lost. I don't really think so. If they won, it definitely would.
Yeah, I don't think it overshadows them now. Like, people are just like, But I know before, like, if they would have went to the finals, they would have been like, man, like, this is the first time since LeBron. They're doing it without him, blah, blah, blah. Now, I mean, sorry, Cleveland fans, you're probably going another 40 years without, making the finals again. But, at least you had LeBron there for like 18 years.
Yeah, how many times did they go? Let's see, once and his first.
Let's see.
4 times, 5 times.
Yeah, I think it was 5, right? 4 or 5. Well, 1.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was 5 times.
Yeah.
So that's a good amount. That's a real good amount to go to the finals.
Yeah, and they actually won one too.
Yeah, in the most historic way possible, 3-1 comeback.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just like Tampa Bay. Like, will Tampa Bay? I mean, let's see, they won John Gruden. 2-3, somewhere around there, right? Yeah, like what? Then they won with Brady,
and now they won with the.
Like Baker can take him so far.
Let them tell this quarterback.
Yeah, the best quarterback not named Tom Brady. That's what they say.
Mm.
And on the side note,
Yeah, the way
that
they
Pat Mahomes gets
let
blown out a
them
lot,
tell it.
right?
Come on, whenever he loses or just in the
I
Super
said,
Bowl.
no, in the Super Bowl, he gets blown out a lot in the Super Bowl. Like Tom Brady never got it. I mean, yeah, he lost. He lost by one possession to Nick Foles. He lost by one possession to Eli Manning and one possession to Eli Manning, right?
Hmm.
Like, like the biggest score he lost by is 8 points. Mahomes, they were down more than 8 points in like every quarter.
They were down 24 first half. They still didn't.
Yeah,
Actually, 21. I think it's
look at
21.
Alex Caruso out here, but yeah, they were. It's definitely not the same. On the side note, though, like when we're thinking of faces, do you think the Bulls will ever get anybody in the next like 10 years?
Like on some Derrick Rose shit.
Yeah.
I think so, just to keep them relevant. But they ain't gonna have
So the two
NBA
names.
obscurity.
So the two names I'm looking out for, just because I can think about them, like, is Kion Anthony, right,
Hmm.
and LeBron's other son.
Bryce.
Yeah, because I was telling people when he was like a chubby kid a few years ago, and they were at like Bronny's game when he was like a sophomore or whatever. I was like, that's the kid that's next up. I said he ain't even hit his growth spurt yet. Then he became like 6'7" or whatever it is.
Hmm.
I'm like, yeah, he's everything they want this guy to be.
Are you saying Kai Anthony because Carmelo had a chance to go to the team?
Um, well, I think he's going to Syracuse just like his dad, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So I could see. Look at Alex Caruso. I think I had Alex Caruso getting 10 points. I think he has.
I don't know if he do or not.
I know he has at least 9. Said he was 3 for 3, but um,
All right, really, that's something I want.
let's see what Brook don't got it.
Here we go. There we go. 11. You say need 10?
Yeah, I'll take it. Then Jalen Williams has 19. Of course, SGA, and that's another reason why they won't win either. Like SGA, like a lot of times instead of getting guys involved, like when he could, like his game. And I think he averaged like 5 assists per year, but like he'll have the ball sometimes. People be wide open. He's still jacking it up.
Playing for stats, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I mean, never. I mean, do you remember what Kobe said about James Harden?
Wait, say that again. You broke up.
I said, do you remember what Kobe said about James Harden?
This is how they won't win it.
Where he said, so what he said was something along the lines of like James Harden's play isn't of the winning championships.
Yeah.
Anybody remember that?
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know how a lot of people didn't know that. I mean, if you've seen it, you know it don't work. Paul Pierce got away with it, but that's the only one who could do
Yeah, and the way, and it's because it like people. I mean, in football, it's sort of like this too. Football and baseball, I think, but it's definitely like that in basketball. Like certain guys are regular season guys, and they was like, "Oh my god, look at his regular season stats," and it's like, yeah, but there's different. And I know we talked about it like not too long ago. Like they took away part of James Harden's superpower, and then people were like, "Oh man, he can't go to the free throw line." Yeah, so
Yeah, the moment you stop calling fouls and shit, it's a little bit less effective. Same thing they did to AI.
yeah. And that's the thing. If they take away something that you're really good at or whatever, and you don't adjust or have something else, and I remember that first year they did it. James didn't know what to do. He was like, trying to draw contact. They're not calling it. They made it like a point not to call certain stuff. He was cooked.
Yeah, they'll do that, or they'll just have a bad mismatch when they know it, like the Lakers with Jackson Hayes not playing and Gobert's doing it. Or just taking out players at crucial times, like guys that are good at free throws are good at defense, but terrible at free throws, leaving them in the game so they get fouled, so they miss free throws and shit.
Yeah,
And at this point, though, it's looking ugly. It's 95-69 right now.
yeah. It's Denver's getting cooked.
Like right after that lead, it
You know they're
becomes
getting
all
cooked with Chet Holmgren at 10 rebounds.
and it really shouldn't even be like that. Should be coming with backdoor cuts, for lobs and shit too. So yeah, Denver ain't tightened up at all on defense, really, or offensive. As sloppy as they've been playing.
Yeah, I mean Denver probably needs to blow that team up. I don't know who would want who. Like nobody really wants Michael Porter Jr. So it's just one of those things where like uh, maybe Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray ain't the same guy anymore.
Yeah, they just paid him too. So I knew they was done when they paid them. And I was like, oh yeah, they done for you. And then they fired their coach too for no reason.
Yeah, they had the one. I mean, obviously, they had the one really, really good year. They won the championship. I obviously didn't even say it's great, but like the one thing after coming off a championship though is everybody thinks, well, you just pay everybody and keep the team together. No, not saying you break the whole team up, but like you almost keep people on their toes. Like you want people to still be hungry, still whatever. Because if not, they don't care. Then the front office don't care. This is a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, they had their
And
run.
then you
So
get what happened. Look at the Bucks. I mean, well, even though the Bucks they should have never tried for Lillard.
no, they shouldn't have. The thing about them, I think they was in a similar situation. They had to pay Giannis. Yeah, they ended
Yeah,
up doing it. They won that championship.
yeah, they want to pay Giannis and figure out everything else. And it's like, look, at this point, like, and not that I'm a big Chris Middleton man, but he fit. Like the way their team was constructed, they could have made some changes and still been okay. When they really made the switch and got Lillard, I'm like, this ain't it because he Like I know they were like, what Batman, Robin? I mean, they won the NBA Cup for whatever that's worth.
Yeah, that's a little ring. I guess I don't even know if they get a ring for that. I know they get a little bullshit banner.
Yeah, I still don't know what it is, but they won that, and I literally said that's as high as it'll go. Lillard had like one of his best games in the last few years, and after that, he's been, you know, obviously got injured, but
Yeah,
yeah,
Dame time is no more.
yeah, yeah. And all he's gonna do is get older and washed. That's about it. And yeah,
Playing Minnesota.
certain things.
Hold on one second. So y'all saw the beginning of the game. OKC was 66.6 So yeah, that's crazy. What was you gonna say? You?
Nah, I was gonna say, it's always wild to me seeing stuff like that. Because sometimes you just gotta laugh and they'll put something like, and you just look and just be like, "Yep, that's the ticket." Like they're telling you something.
Yeah, I mean, it's 96-72, really 97-72, and it don't look like it's gonna be tilting towards being close anytime soon.
Nah, yeah, Denver, yeah, Denver
I
is
mean,
top food.
oh yeah, so they over. Kim Stone said OKC maybe wins the finals in six. I don't think so.
Like honestly, if they get past Minnesota, I'd be shocked. And I know they're favored. And they were still taking that Boston money up until the last game, pretty much. Like as far as Boston won the finals, then they started doing it. Well, OKC became the favorite. Like they're just trying to steal money.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna win it. Robert Shaw said Denver playing Minnesota in a rematch in the semis in the West Final. Either be Denver versus Indy versus Minnesota. Well, one Denver gonna have to come back. Time
Denver's
of
cooked.
if the time they gonna come back.
Oh, yeah, and you know what? Isn't Denver the first ABA team to win the championship? By the way,
The Spurs.
the Spurs they were in the ABA. Okay, yeah, yeah, that makes sense. I knew
They
it was
were
one of
on
those.
the ABA until number one. No, Indy's an ABA team too.
Yeah. And what's funny about Minnesota is, of course, they're the old Lakers.
Mm-hmm. And that's
Yeah,
that coach issue.
yeah, and they would be. Uh, the last time New York won one, it was against the Lakers in '76.
It'd be something if the Knicks won this series 6 games too.
I can see that. Like,
Yeah,
I
they
actually want to bet on that before it happens.
beat Boston 6.
Yeah, and I think we had talked about all the different guys who were on, the squad from both teams, like Evanson, so Randall, and Tibbs used to coach Minnesota.
Cat. They,
Yeah, yeah, it's great. Like, there's so many connections between the two.
the Villanova reunion. Yeah. So I
Yeah,
thought it was gonna be Minnesota and NYK.
yeah, and I think it'll be 6 games. I want to say the 6th game is on the 15th, I believe.
And the 15th.
Yeah, if I remember, I think it's on the 15th. If I know, I want to say I want to say it goes until 6/19 or something like that. 'Cause I was looking up the dates to see if there was a game on Father's Day.
Yeah. Hold on one second. Zach said Westbrook and damn Jinx, look where he go. Yeah, him, Harden, CP3. Who else? Me Butler,
Yeah,
another Jinx. I think you just said one. I forgot who it was. Can't remember who. Someone said in the last stream, LeBron James. That'd be one. But yeah, definitely Westbrook.
sadly, they won't let Westbrook win.
I mean, he got the whole triple double thing, so
Yeah,
and the MVP.
yeah, that's as far as we got. And still, what's crazy to me is they say, well, it's an easy stat, and it's like it takes. I mean, maybe not the score, but everything else is like sort of effort. Like to get rebounds at 6'4", you actually have to try to get rebounds.
I will say though, there were many times when they would get out the way so he could get rebounds.
This is true. That I mean, that's not conducive to winning, but I mean, he was on like, yeah, well, he was on the Wizards for a little bit. I know.
Yeah.
At the end of OKC, they were just like, hey, we don't even care. And it's crazy because he got them to like a fifth seed in the West at that point.
With him and Paul George and Melo.
Yeah. And then Paul George said, I'm out. And then never, never got back to as far as he did with Westbrook.
And then not too long after that, Westbrook joined the Clippers and was
Yeah.
PG and Harden's teammate again.
Yeah. Look at SGA out here getting garbage points.
He tried to win the MVP.
Yeah, I think they'll definitely give it to him, and that's definitely why they won't win.
Oh, because he got the individual, like the NBA.
Yeah, it's like that for NFL too. A lot of the time, when they be giving you like the big individual awards, you don't win. It's only like select people who do that. Like think about it, NFL MVP. Lamar won it a bunch of like what 2 times, didn't win. Josh Allen didn't win.
The first time he won unanimous and they got beat embarrassing by the Titans.
Yeah, I think the one who did win is who did
Yeah,
win.
Mahomes.
Yeah, I think Mahomes did, and then like Kurt Warner.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
That's
definitely
when they said they got everyone to bet
what that. I'm sorry.
+9, then they are scripting out the first quarter Nuggets. Now, but they came out the game. What were you gonna say though?
I would say that type of stuff happens a lot though. Like the first quarter, like I mean, honestly, the way they do it now is pretty hilarious with betting wide open in all these different states. That's like what 6 to 8 straight points from SGA, but it's hilarious because they figure out ways to like first quarter like the first basket everybody thinks it'll be like these 4 guys. No, it'll be like everybody else on the list. Like Isaiah Hartenstein a few games ago, like game 4, I think, was the first basket. He was like 12 to 1.
He was what?
He was like 12 to 1 for the first basket.
Mm.
Yeah, and if you look at how the play, like the play developed, like I forget who it was. No, Jalen Williams. Like he had a wide open like shot in the middle of the free throw line, and instead of taking it, he passes it to Hartenstein, who does like a loft, like a little floater in it. And I'm like, are you serious? But
Yeah.
but they have to figure out, especially with games with everybody betting, they got to figure out ways to take people's money.
So yeah, someone mentioned it could be through prop bets for the quarter, how many points they scored, things like that. Obviously, it could be the spread for the quarter. So I remember when I used to bet in college, I used to bet on like halves and quarters and shit. For certain teams, I knew they put up a lot of points. Justin said Nuggets fired the good coach, so this would happen. They didn't want the Nuggets in the finals, but they definitely not gonna make it to the finals. They beat OKC. They really got beat by me.
Yeah,
That shit just don't happen. They don't fair coaches that late in the season to go to the finals. You don't see that in a whole lot. The Cleveland Cavaliers did it, but it was like right after All Star.
yeah, not 2 weeks later, ending in the season.
I mean, they still got to gel and shit. You have what 40 games to Kalu time. 9 games before the playoffs, 5, whatever it was. Yeah, that ain't enough time for like a master coach. Yeah.
Have the Clippers made
They made the
the
conference finals.
have the Clippers made the Western Conference Finals?
No, the year they were supposed to go, supposedly against the Lakers in the bubble. We know that didn't happen. They blew a 3-1 lead. He said PG made the conference finals after West. Did he?
I'm trying to.
I thought it was like that.
I'm trying to figure it out.
Might
It
be wrong.
wasn't.
Here.
He did. That was when Paul George and Kawhi. That was what the 2021 year.
Nah, I think he's talking about a different time. Unless he's talking about like PG going to the conference finals in the East when he was in Indy. Clippers 2021 West Coast Finals. Okay.
Yeah,
They did make that one against the former team. That's right.
what's crazy is, yeah, they had played Phoenix, but like I literally show you how much the Clippers haven't been relevant. I really forgot about them doing that. And the fact that they lost to the Suns is even more hilarious.
That's the Clippers for you, man. They ain't gonna make it to the finals.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to them for going though. I guess, but it's like
The NBA.
for as much money Paul George made, yeah, as much money as Paul George makes is he should be routinely in the conference finals. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you on that. Especially when that was kind of his coming out party was going to the conference finals, or having them duels with LeBron and the Eagles and shit like that.
Yeah, that was when. Yeah, like you said, it was when it was like, hey, look, you know, here's the next step, and yeah, we see what happened. Like then, of course, he blew out his leg after. I mean, after that, but like Paul George never really became that guy. Like Paul George, Donovan Mitchell, they're on that like same star status.
Yeah, like as far as what they not.
Yeah, it's like you can put them on NBA, an NBA primetime game, and people will watch.
Of course.
Man, these motherfuckers up 114-76. Dear God.
Yeah, this game is over with.
Yeah, Denver quit.
Denver put in a reserve.
Like
8-13.
And you know
who that's gonna be.
How garbage that is, honestly, though, right? Like this is to go to the conference finals, and there's still 7 minutes left. And I get it, you're down, whatever, but like you should still be trying, like. And in the fourth quarter, you should be down 17-4 in the fourth quarter.
Damn, that SGA threw was amazing like a motherfucker. Bounce off the front window. But yeah, another game 7 where it wasn't close. That's been the one thing about the NBA playoffs that I've had an issue with. The games leading up to these pivotal games were great. Went down to the wire. But the game was both a blowout. Most of the game 7 or game 6, like a Boston.
Yeah, these games like have been. I think the conference finals will pick up because I think it's better matchups with both teams. I think the Pacers will probably, even though will probably take game 1.
Shit, I hope so. Because this game has been trash. It is trash. It ain't been. It is.
Yeah, I just think that's how it'll work out. And then we'll go. It'll go from there. On a side note, did you see uh, what's the name? Got prostate cancer, and they said it's rapidly spreading.
Who was that, Jim Ross?
Joe Biden.
Oh, no. I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, yeah. They said it was like about an hour ago. They mentioned that, and they're like, he got prostate cancer. It was real bad, spreading. See it. Like I'm like, yeah. They basically are like, hey, thanks for your service, buddy, but we don't need you.
Just right in the
And so this will give them, instead of the Pizzagate and all the other shit that he may have done, this will give it being this will give him like a sympathetic way out.
Yeah, I can see that. Not like Brett Favre with Parker.
Yeah. And I think part of the reason they did that too is because he played ball with them last year, even though and took the out so Kamala could get in. So I think that was the thing. They're like, hey, look, if you do this in favor now, we'll have it where your legacy isn't tarnished. People will look at you as a hero.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
Can't have messed up.
so yeah, they had to switch it up for him. Some of these guys, I don't even know who the hell is playing right now. AJ Mitchell, who the hell is that?
Say Mitchell.
Yeah, it's somebody, Ajayi or something. I don't know for Oklahoma.
Unless
Don't even know who these guys are.
I know Strawford was the dude from Gonzaga who hit that bank shot 3 in the NCAA tournament.
Was that a few years ago?
Yeah, it was. I think it was against Nevada or something because Strawford was from Vegas.
Yeah, I do know who Isaiah Joe is. But yeah, like honestly, what's crazy is when they won, what was it, a couple days ago, I figured they would win a couple days ago because literally 5 minutes in or so of game 6, they were like, oh yeah, when it was like real close, they're like, yeah, game 7 will be Sunday at 3:30. Then I looked at the schedule and said, oh, there's no NBA games on. They definitely have this extended.
Yeah, that was great yesterday. I mean, I was watching all Tennessee softball and Tennessee baseball. Who knows if I'm watching softball? And it was actually Tennessee and Ohio State.
It's crazy. Like if you watch, I mean, and there's sometimes they'll cut something short, but most of the time because of the money grabs, like certain things you just see right in front of your face.
Yeah, Tennessee ended up winning 4-2. I don't know what the score was today, but all I know is it was on and the shit went by quick. 7 minutes. Like, that's the one thing I do like about softball. I really could care less about the game itself. But it does fly by quick as shit. Especially when I had to work those games. But yeah, I'm curious what the Lady Balls do in softball.
Yeah,
Crazy that's that out loud. I ain't been invested in Tennessee basketball since I was in middle school when Monica Abbott.
yeah. Shout out to Pat Summit, by the way, but they got her out of here years ago. But like, isn't there going to be a WNBA team, by the way, called the Summit?
I don't know. I don't watch WNBA. Maybe. Never
Okay,
mind.
I just wanted to be there because it was in Tennessee.
Wait, is it a Tennessee-based team?
Yeah, let
Is
me
this
up
all
real
new?
quick and see. Yeah, I want to say there's supposed to be a couple.
Okay, the Tennessee. Hold on. WNBA expansion team, the Tennessee Summit, was proposed for Nashville, Tennessee, and would have been named after the legendary Lady Vols coach Pat Summit. The bid was led by Bill Haslam, the former governor of Tennessee, and included investments from Peyton Manning, Candace Parker, Tim McGraw, and Faith Hill. The team would have played at Bridgestone Arena where the Preds play with the possibility of games in Knoxville. They did. They called it Memphis, like the demon from Marvel. But Memphis and Clarksville. Proposed team would have honored Pat Summitt's legacy and impact on women's basketball, particularly her contributions to the University of Tennessee Lady Vols. Summit coach Lady Vols, 8 national championships, superstar. I remember myself. Record 1,098 wins during her 38, keyword 38 seasons. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. I went to
Here,
her game, but like that'd be cool. Yep, and she died from dementia. She died the year right before I went to the game. I started going to I was, how salty I
I
was.
didn't
I
even.
was like, damn, I wanted to see a Pat Summitt coach at least one.
I'm surprised. Well, that I didn't know you could die from dementia. I just thought you would just be out of your mind until you passed away.
That's what they say. And she had it for a while. I think for a few years before she got it. But she had it when she was functioning and the baby ball was slowly declining.
I do remember that part. Like, I do remember that they're like, yeah, she's about to be, messed up and all this stuff, so she has to retire. I was like, yeah, women's. And then, ironically, when she went away, that's when Don Staley started coming up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 'cause we had sorry ass Hollywood.
Yeah,
Run
like
a team in Tennessee, but it ain't gonna happen. They should put one here. I forgot we made Jackson. I don't, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's a football place here, man. People are saying the WNBA team might put some ass in the seats. Sure, TBA, they can use TBA. But I don't really think so, unless the drink deal. We just got a baseball.
uh, you got minor league or
Yeah, the Tennessee Smokies moved from Gatlinburg. Like they just opened the stadium this year.
okay.
$20 and shit. They moved in like the hood of Knoxville for real, for like East Knoxville. But they gentrifying it.
Yeah,
Man.
that's where the cheaper land is.
Yeah, until the shit rises up, I guess. You know,
That's how they do it in these places. They'll put something like the FC Cincinnati Soccer Stadium, like to show you how much money these people have. So there's a high school literally like maybe 2 blocks from the stadium, right? It's always been there. Where the other stadium was, it was a bunch of houses and a high school stadium. They said, "Hey, we need this land, bought like the hood houses that were around it, tore it all down, built the stadium up, and then said we'll build you another football stadium for the high school. Built that 3 blocks down, bought more land. They literally bought up all the land around it because it was cheap.
did you say that they was like
So
renovating?
areas of the hood still around.
Did they gentrifying Cincinnati or something like that? And that's why you thought the Bengals was going to win the Super Bowl in the next couple of years? Yep, well, that game was. They're better in Tennessee than Cleveland. Okay, so what I was saying about Cincinnati was, didn't you say they were like gentrifying? I don't know what happened again.
It's literally like the powers that be don't want to hear it, but go ahead.
Really gonna ask you was about Cincinnati. You mentioned that they were doing like the gentrification and changing of downtown. You know, things are going to win the Super Bowl in the next couple of years.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's huge. And some of the other cities I've been to is like that too, but it's definitely like that down here. Uh, they're going to have FIFA World Cup. I'm actually going to be working some of the games for that. Um, but yeah, like when they have the certain so they'll do international games for soccer. They're definitely doing downtown up. The gentrification is real. But what's crazy is I can't say that I completely hate gentrification, but at the same time, like people of our color will say don't understand like the power that they could have if they went things the if they went through the things in a different manner. I'll say it like that. So like and that's in every city. I mean, if you know, like, okay, you keep bullying or trashing your neighborhood, and then they buy you for pennies on the dollar, renovate it, and be like, oh man, this was downtown, or this was by a riverfront, or this was by, like where you're at Neyland Stadium, or you know what I mean. This is by UT, but it's like the hood. Yeah, it's the hood because, as I used to tell people, because you're in it. like,
When you leave,
like that's the only thing that makes it.
yeah. I don't know.
Like
I
how far from
agree,
me?
but I don't know. Growing up in Chattanooga, like I grew up in North Chatwood, got gentrified. It kind of, I feel like it erased part of my childhood. There are a lot of memories there. There were landmarks and buildings that I could pass and remind me late when this happened. And now when that shit is gone, it's like you just took pages out of my memory, out of my yearbook that I don't get back. That's how I feel about this.
I see what you're saying. Like I definitely because there's areas I went to school or whatever that are like literally mowed down and stuff like that, and it's like, dang, like what happened? But what, like it's like I was saying about these stadiums or these the companies. They buy stuff instead of putting. Most of them don't want to buy stuff when it's like super cost heavy. They want to buy at the lowest rate. So what they do, especially in these cities, like with the downtown, because really downtown urbanization has been like about the last 20 years of our lifetime, right? Like it's one of those get rid of, you know, certain urban areas that used to be vibrant, before 60 years ago, you know, and then when people's grandparents were around and before highways, then develop them into stadiums, into stuff by the stadiums, and then the people who are, we'll say 30 and under, especially, it's an easy way to bring them back because they don't want to be like their moms and dads for several different reasons. A lot of them, you have a lot of gays, you have a lot of the alphabet community. We'll just say that. who suburbs with people who have like multiple kids and dogs. They
That's
want to
true.
be, you know what I mean, downtown where everybody else is. Some of them don't even want to ride cars. They want to ride scooters. You know what I'm saying? Like it's way different, and I see it all the time because people who go, say to UT or you know what I mean, or go to Vanderbilt or whatever.
Oh, you cutting in and out. I don't know. You freezing like a PS2 game.
You
Yeah,
know what I
what
mean? They don't know how to mow grass or anything. You think they want a yard? No, they just want to go to their apartment, go downstairs, have a cocktail, and you know maybe have relations with some girl, some guy. That's it.
yeah, they want some simple shit.
And,
They
have
have
you been to
all that.
Nashville lately?
I haven't been to Nashville in like 7 years, man. And when I went, it was when it first got mainstream and everything, super touristy, people with the cowboy hats and shit. I really the same for me. They got some good music, but not for me.
I like to tell
Like,
people Nashville is like the white Atlanta.
it is. It really is. Like, all my friends from college, I ain't gonna say all, but most of them, they moved. They were from Nashville around there. They moved. And at first, I was like, "Why the fuck are all these people moving back to Nashville? Like, don't you would you rather live somewhere besides your hometown?" And then I understood after I saw how big it was. A lot more opportunity there. Whatever their major road was with business, to some they got in creds on the PR side of things. I was like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, like the South has been like that for. I mean, I remember when Atlanta was Hotlanta when I was probably a teenager. When they really started, when Greg Maddox and them was still there, like late '90s, early 2000s, and they started being like Hotlanta. And that was still when they had 4 lane highways, and they're like, yeah, we need way more than that. And people were moving to Atlanta at a hot rate. Then it was Charlotte. Then it was Houston. Like Houston is crazy with everybody, white, black, Latino, like Houston. But people don't even realize like Hurricane Katrina had a lot to do with that. A lot of people from New Orleans and Louisiana moved to Houston when they was like literally 5, 10 years old. So it's overpopulated.
And it don't take much either for a city to get overpopulated when you really think about it. Like that shit can happen in a year, sometimes 2 years.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I'll even say this: like, people like a good wave, so like they like a good trend. I mean, that's why sports are, the way they are now, is because everybody hops on the bandwagon. Everybody wants to be what's hot, what's trendy.
Yeah, that's true. Say Houston got the highest Nigerian population. I didn't even know that. I don't know why I would have figured it was somewhere else, but Houston got the highest Nigerian population apparently. I don't know why I would have thought it would have been Atlanta or something. Hold on, my man froze on it. See if it come back here in a second. Hold on 1 second. All right, what are you
But
saying?
nah, I was just saying, it's crazy because, in Houston, have Nigerians, and look at Elijah Wan. Hell, they probably got a lot of Asians because of Yao Ming. But I was just saying, like certain cities, like you were saying, it only takes a quick minute to get back. You know what I mean? As far as overpopulated, and especially again, I mean, even with white people too, but especially with us, like as soon as we find out something popping, I'm trying to remember who said some comedian said it, and I was laughing out loud. This is like a few years ago. He's like, everybody who black want to be successful. You don't have to move to Atlanta. Like everybody wants to move to Atlanta. Everybody wants to move to Charlotte or it was somewhere else. It's like you can pick another city. We're tired of y'all.
Right, that's how I feel about Knoxville. Yeah, a lot of people from California, a lot of people from New Jersey, New York. It's like go to Ohio. We got plenty of people here. There's enough. Towns that were built on top of each other. Just go somewhere else. Go to Ohio. They got plenty of land out in Ohio. But they met a guy and it was in the process in Nigeria and there's opportunity.
What's crazy is, I think, like with Ohio, like so Cincinnati, slowly but surely has been building up. I think ironically the biggest place soon, as far as Midwest, is going to be Indianapolis,
I heard Indy was popping already. But
bro. When I tell you, like last time I was there, dear God, man, like it was. And so one, their clubs don't. It's almost like New York, like the whole state. Like so, in New York State, the bars, like in New York City, bars can be open like basically all night. But in New York State, the last call is like 4:30.
mm, damn, that
So
is
in Indiana, it's like that. It's 3:30.
oh, okay. So you basically get the whole night.
So in Ohio, it's 2:30. Obviously, I'm after hours spots will stay in the. It's 2:30. So a lot of people do last call. 1:45, 2 o'clock, depending on where you're at. There, they literally don't do last call until like 3:15.
Damn. Yeah, here
And
it's
in
like
some places,
time you hear last call, you better have an after party.
and it's crazy because seeing these girls twerking. Like last time we were there, it was a madhouse, bro. Like women, like so the way they treat it is the girls who was like girls and guys who are like 18 and not toward 21, even though everybody does it. But they basically have parking lot parties downtown, so they'll be all throughout downtown, cars, trucks, bumping music, smoking, drinking outside, and the cops don't even say anything. They just be there, like looking like, okay, don't start fighting. That's the only time they'll come over. If not, they literally just stand there and just watch. So it was girls on top of like Suburbans twerking with like no panties on and all types of stuff.
Oh, that is some wild shit.
Yeah, and I'm talking about like all night. Like I was like, it's like a club because it had been a minute since I had like really been to indie like party. It was crazy. And then with Caitlin Park and all them, like I was in the city when she was in the city too. Craziness. I've been there when the Patriots play. Like their downtown is crazy, and I heard Minneapolis is like that too. I just haven't been there yet.
Yeah, he said the Midwest cities have fast growth is Minnesota and a good win to find. Possible.
It's so cold there, though. I do know that. Like you're damn near Canada. Like,
Niggas don't like the cold. unless he's in Detroit.
But on the side note, do you know Minneapolis has the top five for racist cops?
I'm not surprised. I mean, it don't help the George Floyd thing happen in Minnesota. You know, that was
And that's when I looked it up, ironically, because I like to go down wormholes. I went and I started looking up stuff, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. Like they've had trouble forever, and then of course, even though for whatever it's worth, they always vote blue, and it's funny because like it's like, wait a minute, so the heads of your police chiefs and all this stuff are Democrats, but yet you keep voting them in, and but yet you guys have like a lot of gun violence with the police and unnecessary arrests and stuff like that. It's just a thought.
well, the other cities.
And I'll be up in Chicago in 2 months. I'm just trying to stay away from all all the hoodlums.
The YNs.
Oh yeah, they're everywhere.
Yeah, people tell me how cold Indiana is. And when I heard stories about that shit too, watching Jeff Teague's podcast, homeboy that played for the Colts, I think EJ Speed, talking about what's her name, Zaire Brown. I think the other one. I can't remember his last name. Talking about how cold it is there.
Oh yeah. Like for real now, anything probably north of you, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm. So the NBA finally gave up on that global nonsense. No, they definitely did. They still got SGA. In the East is American. SGA they last hope. Besides Rudy Gobert. Racist.
Oh, that was in Minnesota, but there are in Indiana too. That's where the Klan originated. It's in Indiana.
I thought it was in Tennessee, Pulaski, Tennessee. That's where the first Ku Klux Klan started. Was Pulaski.
I've heard stories about that too. You do know what's crazy is they started off as like a Christian organization or something.
Yeah, I remember that. The Indies where the Klan started. So yeah, the first one in Tennessee was Pulaski.
I mean, I can't say hilarious part, but switching it up is that in today's day and age, like that stuff that was happening back in the 50s and 60s wouldn't work on these YNs. Not one bit.
They keep first, ask questions last, then you fighting shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why it's like they learning today. Like they'll be in their front yard.
They gotta stop recording all the shit they do. No problem.
Yeah, they and they are fast recording. Well, on a quick side note, before I say something about SGA, and I think the SGA answer is no. By the way, he looks like the alien from Men in Black, that little skinny thing. But that's all nuts.
Look 'em like
But he does, like even his profile pic. I don't know why I hate it, but every time I look at it, I'm like, dude, you should have took a better picture. Like,
nah,
I don't know.
yeah, he actually went to Hamilton Heights, Chattanooga, which known for recruiting international players that are older than they should be. You just won't say that.
Yeah, he definitely has some zestiness in him. I don't know. Maybe that's the thing to go to Kentucky.
Yeah, he did. But no, when I saw him in that Skims commercial, I was like, yeah, that Kim Kardashian shit, that whole Skims thing.
Yeah, that was wild. Like, honestly, like I'm surprised that more people ain't in it. Speaking of that, did you see that? Is it the Arby's commercial that has what's our guy Cedric the Entertainer in it? Is it that?
I don't know. I've seen his acting
It's
before, right?
it's like it's like Cedric the Entertainer and Anthony Anderson, and I swear it's over a sandwich or something. And like Anthony Anderson like kisses Cedric the Entertainer on the lips. So I'm like, what does that have to do about sandwiches?
I ain't seen him.
If anybody seen that, put that in the chat. Like,
Yeah, put that in the comments. I mean, I have not heard of more scenes.
yeah, like I was watching. You know how and stuff don't normally throw me off guard when I'm watching TV because I expect anything. But that was just one of those like total. I'm like watching, and it was a commercial, and it was like, oh yeah, like I want a sandwich, and it was like, oh yeah, and he just like, and I'm like, wait a minute, like what's going on here?
Yeah, I ain't seen that.
But hey, I guess Cedric the Entertainer was like, I need a bag, so whatever, I don't care. Hey, like that was just truth telling because he been around all that stuff.
He got his own closet. I ain't gonna get into him, but he got some literal skeletons.
Yeah, I've heard some stuff because you know he's from around my way. Like allegedly somebody may have gave uh, him a garden that I know allegedly, as far as things you would plant in a garden. But this was years ago. But I know, and I will say he definitely probably does more than that. Like this is the way his personality is. It seems like he definitely has done cocaine before. He just has that vibe about him.
That's what it was.
And then getting choked out by a kid, that definitely does it.
Do you think there's going to be a day wherever he, I guess, is exposed?
Say that last part again.
I said, do you think there's going to be a day where Williams is getting exposed by him?
I, I mean, yeah, I think I'll say this. This is an interesting time we're in because obviously you got a lot of people exposing stuff, but then like there's only a certain level that can really come out because it's like a house of cards. Like that's why like the Diddy stuff. If you notice, like everybody was kind of excited, but it's like personally, a lot of I mean maybe not to the extent that people are finding out, but people should have known. Yeah, this is what these people do. They do crazy parties like.
So you think Cat's safe then?
So yeah, I think he will. I think eventually he'll get exposed to a certain level. Um,
Get that?
oh yeah,
That's grandma putting on Steve Harvey. Yeah, and on his own show when he had that on I think it was Fox, the one that said ain't no more. He with the lunch lady. Ain't no more. Just green beans and collard greens.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that's why he's still on TV.
Mhm.
Like the only one of them who really didn't, sell out was our guy.
Darn.
Uh, Not said. Bernie Mac.
He had his own sponsor, but yeah, he wasn't doing no rainbow stuff. We remember there was one where they tried to have George on the laugh, and Bernie was like, "Nah, we ain't doing it." He's the one who didn't do the most.
Yeah, I think after a certain point they're just like, well, and then uh, who was it? Pulled up after that. Well, especially what's our guy, Steve Harvey. So they're just like, forget it. They're like,
Even said,
yeah.
he already
How do you feel about Dion, by the way?
same way I feel about Steve. Really, him more so. Yeah, same way.
Yeah, I like Steve. It's funny because Steve is like funny on Family Feud, but ironically, outside of that, I really don't find him funny.
He's not. That's why.
Yeah, like the quick witted stuff that he does on that show, that's cool. But like stand up, terrible. Like god awful.
Yeah.
DL, same way.
Say this deal. Funny.
Yeah, and then Bernie was in it with Samuel Well. And
Funny
Samuel
says,
has to be a good.
yeah.
You, by the way, you think Samuel's a gatekeeper too?
100%. A nigga who been in all the Marvel movies before.
Nah, yeah, I didn't think about it like that. Yeah, I didn't think.
The same thing. No. Hmm. Oh, hanging with Mr. Coop, yes, Steve Harvey. So it was funny though. I'm not gonna say yeah. Definitely like whole concept of carbon copy.
Yeah, I remember Angle with Mr. Cooper. What's the name? And the fact that his hair wasn't real, and that he was wearing whatever they call it,
That's
a
who
man, yeah, a man piece, yeah, toupee,
Oh yeah,
like
Mark Norman
that.
one time on that one talk show, he went off on Steve Harvey for that shit. 'Cause it was that, and it was like a joke Steve Harvey stole too. That he never thought it was funny. The least funniest. Yeah, he just went through.
And he has an annoying ass voice too. Like I don't know why. Like I don't know. Dio is a very punchable person. Like for me, like he looks very punchable.
That's how I thought Steve. What
Like
you got thoughts of this?
say that last part again.
So what you can closing thoughts?
So I'll go close the dots on the game. Another blowout. Another uh, NBA money grab for Game 7. I think the conference finals will be a lot better. I think, yeah. So I think as far as least consistency gameplay, the Cardinals will be rocking. I think even though obviously we still got like until midweek, I say early on, I think it'll be Minnesota in 6 and the Knicks in 6, and Michael Jordan, prodigal son, gets to be in the NBA finals in the Garden.
In the garden. Too, okay.
Yeah, I don't know how that matchup would go as far as the day, like the dates and time, but I feel like it will be Knicks and Like, and I'm not just saying this because I'm a Knicks fan. I think it'll be Knicks in 6. They'll literally burn New York to the ground, and what a way to start off the new post.
Good way
So,
to wrap it up. Yeah, I like that. I like
so
it.
I'll just say this: if you get a chance, I'm gonna look after we get off. Whatever it is for Knicks to win the championship, which it'll probably be both of them under the West team, right? And then Indiana third or
Mm-hmm.
fourth. Yeah. Like anything that's Knicks and 6, like for NBA Finals, if you can bet it, I would just bet it now.
There you go, man.
But there you go.
Next time, man, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. That'll be easy.